Hi, this is Gwen Reyes with the Dallas International Film Festival. I'm here with Believe Me director and writer Will Bakke and Michael Allen. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining us this morning.
Absolutely.
Hey, I was on Twitter like the first half of that sentence.
Were you?
I'm
so glad I pulled you out of your business meeting.
It's only gonna get better.
I don't want to look like a dick at the very
What
beginning
were you tweeting about?
I wasn't tweeting. I was
just bored.
I was watching.
Great, man.
You were like, what's happening with the weather?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever happened with that weather guy?
We're already keeping you totally interested. Well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Believe Me. It's your first narrative feature film, and it's part of the Texas feature category. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about what the film's about?
Yes, so Believe Me is the story of 4 college seniors that start a fake Christian charity in order to embezzle money for their college tuitions. And so the movie is a satire, a little bit about the Christian culture, and it's a lot of fun. These 4 guys have to sort of study the Christian culture in order to con it, in order to get away with it. So it's a heisty movie.
So did you make your characters at the beginning where they had no understanding about the Christian culture, and so they're going to go on this journey throughout it, or did they come from that background?
Well, you know, they're Texas boys, so you're always a little bit in that background. Mm-hmm. But no, they're not believers, and they kind of have to start from scratch, and they really boil it down to a science as they go. They kind of have these different lessons on different facets of the culture, and they teach each other.
Well, and Will, Michael, since you wrote the film.
With Will.
So, okay. Mm-hmm. Together, you guys. How does that work? Did you guys have typewriters across from each other and just...
Yes.
Yes, and then we just...
thing on typewriters.
And
push
then
it
switch.
over. Yeah, and then switch. Yeah. What was it? We wrote together. It was a lot of fun. I think it's great to write with somebody because you just always have someone to bounce stuff off of. He'll come in with an idea, or I'll come in with an idea, and I'll be like, this is amazing. He'll be like, that's terrible. I'll be like, oh my God, it is terrible. So it's nice that those things don't show up.
Yeah. Well, and since you guys had done 2 documentaries previous to this, and now with narrative, can you talk a little bit about like the differences between doing your documentary and then deciding to do a feature?
Yeah, I mean, huge difference. I think a lot of the skills translated. I think there's some just you learn like raw storytelling when you're having to piece together a documentary, because you're having to sort of create these beats, you know, out of thin air, you know, and make something happen that whether you realize it was there or not. And then with the scripted like narrative piece, you get to obviously like script out every moment, and so it's good. Like you're in tune with storytelling, I feel like, because of the documentary, but the process is very different too.
Yeah, it's super intense. With the documentary, you just kind of run around and shoot and just get as much footage as you can, and you kind of piece the story afterwards. And for a narrative feature, you know, we planned for like 2 years for just a 19-day shoot of what it was going to look like, and so everything's kind of high stakes during that time.
Wow. Well, and I think what's interesting about the film is that it is, we were talking previously or earlier about the fact that you are aiming this and gearing it towards a Christian audience. And can you talk a little bit about what that decision was, why you were seeing there was kind of a lack of this sort of film in the Christian film world?
Yeah, well, we wouldn't call this movie a Christian film. We believe that Christianity is the backdrop for the story. But I think for us, what we really wanted to do was make a film that could discuss issues like Jesus and religion, but have a comedic setting towards it. I think a lot of times storytellers will put sort of a message before the story, and when you do that, you're just writing characters out of the writer's agenda. And for us, we really wanted to just kind of strip ourselves from that and say, what do we really believe is going on with these guys in the story, and let's write and stay true to that. And so this film is kind of we're trying to bridge the gap between a secular audience and a Christian audience, where it doesn't matter where you're coming from on the faith spectrum, you can watch this movie and get something out of it. So there's no altar call at the end. There's no...
Don't ruin the end, man.
There's no like angels singing and a lot of lighting.
Yeah, I mean, there's just we weren't kind of pushing any kind of agenda, and I think that's just honest filmmaking, and that's what we want to do.
And that was like your decision from the beginning. You were just like, I want to make this film that has these elements, but also is really just a really good story.
Yeah, I think that's an important element of any story that you're trying to tell, is to let the characters be true to themselves, you know, in their own right in the story, and not guide them through the journey based on what you want, you know, to happen or what you want to put out there. And I think the result of that has been amazing, because people on different sides of the spectrum have responded in great ways where like they really connect with the story, because we have unbelievers that are coming into this world, and then we have believers that are coming into this world. And because the characters are honest and true, we think that's why people are able to connect with them and have that conversation.
Well, I think that makes that universality of it, of making something that's not skewed one way or another. So it's like it's just a fun comedy that has like a good message at the end too.
Yeah.
So the film premieres tomorrow, which is Saturday, April 5th. I totally had no idea what day it was tomorrow. And you're playing at the historic Texas Theater.
Yep.
So you've already had a chance to go by and check it out.
We've had a chance to go by. We're pretty excited about it. It's going to be a really good time. It's sold out, which is amazing.
That is awesome.
700 seats, and we've got a bunch of friends coming in from Austin. We live in Austin, and we're from Dallas. There's a lot of family coming in, so it's just going to be a really, really interesting setup because we've got the most mixed audience we'll probably ever have. So yeah, it's always great. I think our families are chomping at the bit to see it too.
That's awesome. So you guys are going to be here for most of the festival because you have another screening on Thursday. What sort of things are you looking? Are you going to have any free time to do anything in Dallas while you're here?
We'll be drinking some Bloody Marys and Michelitas, or
yeah, Coronas. It's this thing in Dallas. You get a Bloody Mary and a Corona, and it's great. Anyway, back to films. We'll be doing that, and there's definitely some films we want to check out. Flutter is premiering here. Heaven is for Real. We really want to check out. Big Greg Kinnear fan, so we'll check that out. And yeah, it's been a lot of buzz. We work with LeCoe Films, Gary Cogill's production company. They were the executive producers on our film.
Oh, very cool.
And they just premiered Words and Pictures last night. Had an amazing time seeing that. It was a really, really fun event. So it's just great to just be here, to be back in Dallas and seeing that the film culture is just growing.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to be a part of.
And it's really cool too. Like I think Dallas has such a love for film, and we get so passionate about our filmmakers. And even if you're from Austin, we're still like, yeah, it's one of us. Like it's such a good, wholesome feeling. And it's been cool to see the festival kind of grow with that as well.
Definitely.
So how can, if people are interested in finding out more about Believe Me, where can they go to get more information?
We're so with the festival, you can just come see it.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Thursday, Saturday sold out. Thursday we still have tickets, but BelieveMeFilm.com is our website. We got Believe Me Film, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So people should definitely keep up there. We're kind of like keeping things under wraps until we have a release date, or at least a release season. And so when that happens, we're just going to be like hopefully flooding information out to people, and they'll have as much as they want. But yeah, definitely go to BelieveMeFilm.com and put your email in so we can keep in touch with you.
Awesome. Well, Will, Michael, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your time in Dallas.
Thanks
so much.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, thank you.